Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my director spotlight on Takeshi Kitano, also known as Beat Takeshi. Kitano is a Japanese comedian, actor, and director who has been active from the late 1960s through to the present day. Now this top 10 list is going to focus on his directing career specifically, which began in 1989. Now, one of my very first experiences with this man was a television series called The Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, which was basically an English dub of Takeshi's Castle, a Japanese television series hosted by Beat Takeshi, who directed many competitors through a series of fun obstacles and challenges. So the catch is that this American Most Extreme Elimination Challenge show had a newly written script that intentionally mistranslated the show with lots of sexual innuendos for comedic effect. And I must say that it was rather hilarious. It's very entertaining stuff. Still one of the most funny English dubs that I've heard in my life. If you have not seen The Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, check out some of the clips on YouTube. It's pretty funny. But yes, Kitano is a very solid director in his own right. One thing to keep in mind is that his movies are generally deliberately paced. He uses a lot of wider camera angles and less editing than a typical director or mainstream director would. And some of his most popular titles do have an edge to them in terms of themes and violence. The scores for his films from 1991 through 2002 were composed by a man named Joe Hisaishi and are legitimately awesome. Scores are very good, especially during that time period. Now, personally, I tend to enjoy Kitano's lighter films the most, which means that the ordering of my top 10 is, yet again, going to be quite different from most fans of this director, I think. And I have to admit that my top 5 picks, the top 5, are basically interchangeable. It was really hard attempting to order the top 5 films in this top 10 list, because there really isn't a standalone favorite that I have from this particular director, so just keep that in mind. So let's get to the list. My thoughts on each film will be very brief, primarily because this is a list video, not a review. And remember, titles for all of the movies I discuss will be listed in the description box below. I am not providing availability info in this playlist because most of these films I saw years ago, and availability has changed over time. My usual method of checking availability nowadays is simply a Google search, so if any of these films seem interesting to you, do a Google search and see if you can find them. I think most of these should be pretty available. So let's go. Top 10, Takeshi Kitano. Number 10, Achilles and the Tortoise, 2008. This is a drama comedy. This film is broken into 3 sections, each concerning one phase of a struggling amateur artist's life: boy, adult, and older man. Our protagonist is a painter who never had the success he thinks he deserves. Regardless of this, he remains persistent, and his wife continues to support him despite his setbacks. The lead character is stubborn and basically refuses to do anything other than paint, which makes him somewhat unlikable and weird, but nevertheless, each act in this film has its positives, especially the second and third segments that have some funny moments to enjoy. Some of the humor is a bit absurd, but I think it works. There's also lots and lots of paintings displayed if you're interested in that kind of thing. Number 9, Beyond Outrage, 2012. This is a crime drama action flick. Now this sequel to the first Outrage film has a more engaging conflict than its predecessor, in my opinion, but it's still a basic Yakuza film at heart. As the police launch a full-scale crackdown on organized crime, it ignites a national Yakuza struggle between the Sano of the East and the Hanabi of the West. And as you might expect, there's a lot of scheming by the Yakuza and corrupt cops in this film. Oh, and a lot of people get shot dead in this movie. Good fun if you're into this kind of thing. Number 8, Brother, from 2000. This is a crime drama with a little action. It's a crime drama that's set in Los Angeles, so that's a different setting for you. A Japanese gangster is exiled to LA, where his brother lives with a small but respectable multiracial gang, who he inspires to expand their influence. The first half is actually quite funny in this movie, I think, as Beat Takeshi blows away a series of baddies. Beat walks around. Beat hits someone. Beat plays a game. Beat kills someone. Beat gets shot. Beat needs rest. Beat kills someone else. This is good stuff, people. Fortunately, the humor transitions nicely to drama as the crime syndicate grows in size. This is certainly an entertaining film. Number 7, Zatoichi from 2003. This is a drama action flick. This is about a blind man who makes his living by gambling and giving massages. But behind his humble appearance, he is a master swordsman, gifted with lightning-fast draw and strokes of breathtaking precision. He wanders into a town run by sinister gangs and a powerful samurai. The story is fairly commonplace for this franchise if you're familiar with all of those older films of the Zatoichis. But Kitano is perfect for the role here. Performances are solid all around, and the character interaction is interesting enough to hold interest. The sword fights are a bit of a mixed bag, but there are some impressive moments to be found here. At one point, the viewer is treated to an awesome tap dancing number, which is a nice little touch. The CGI blood effects do look poor and are certainly outdated nowadays, but if the viewer can forgive that flaw, there's quite a bit of fun to be had here. Number 6, Dolls. This is a romance film from 2002. This is a set of love stories that features the heartening tale of a man who returns to his psychologically traumatized love after initially abandoning her for a rich man's daughter. 2 other romantic stories are shown as well. An aging Yakuza boss keeps a date and takes a fateful chance, and a pop idol realizes how deep fan obsession can become. Now, this is certainly one of Kitano's least accessible films for mainstream viewers, with a glacial pace, repetitive moments, and a strong art house vibe to it. But there's just something about this film that works well for me. It's extremely melancholy in its exploration of romance, which makes it emotionally affecting throughout its runtime. There's also some outstanding cinematography and colorful locations to gawk at. Alright, so we've reached our top 5 here, and remember, these final 5 films are basically interchangeable in terms of ranking, in my eyes. Number 5, Hana-bi, also known as Fireworks, 1997. This is a crime drama. This film is about a former cop who must come to terms with his wife's terminal illness, as well as a violent event from his past that left his former partner confined to a wheelchair and suffering from depression. This is a very impressive film from top to bottom. It has well-executed dramatic elements and some gripping moments of tension. This is probably Kitano's most highly acclaimed and beloved film, which makes it a must-watch for anyone who is interested in this director. Number 4, Sonatine, 1993, a crime drama comedy. A world-weary Yakuza in Tokyo is assigned to take his clan to Okinawa to help settle a dispute between 2 factions. He's suspicious of the assignment, but he goes anyways. Within a couple of days, his role remains unclear, so he retreats to a house on a remote beach to wait it out. This is one of Kitano's more purely entertaining films, in my opinion. My personal favorite moments were the comedic ones, especially the sumo wrestling matches and the fireworks shootouts. The cinematography is very well done as well. Certainly a lighter experience than something like Hana-bi, but it does have its impactful moments along the way. Number 3, A Scene at the Sea, 1991. This is a drama. Born with a hearing impairment, Shigeru is a part-timer working for the sanitation service. His girlfriend Takako has the same condition as well. Now, on his usual pickup route one day, Shigeru finds a broken surfboard in a pile of garbage, which ignites a passion for surfing. This is a very pleasant, quiet experience with deliberate pacing, great scoring, and a fantastic beach setting with constant views of the ocean. It also has very little dialogue, so if you're a fan of the characters who express their emotions through mannerisms and facial expressions instead of words, this is a great one to check out. My favorite part is the last 10 or so minutes, which are very touching. Number 2, Kids Return, 1996. This is a drama. A teenage slacker takes up amateur boxing but grows apart from his best friend who turns to the Yakuza for employment. Kitano exhibits his trademark style through a number of quaint everyday events that touch upon a variety of themes and supporting characters. There's a strong coming-of-age vibe to this one, and the viewer will care about these characters as they rise and fall in their respective endeavors. Some light humor, a great score, subtle nuances, and an overall high quality make this one very enjoyable. The ending is arguably my favorite from this director's entire filmography. And number 1, my personal favorite Takeshi Kitano film, at least today, is Kikujiro from 1999. This is a comedy drama. A young, naive boy wants to hit the road to find his wayward mother, but needs someone to help him get there. So soon he finds an unlikely protector in a crotchety old man, and the two have a series of unexpected adventures along the way. In my opinion, Kikujiro has the best use of comedy in this director's entire filmography, with a plethora of funny and charming moments that are packed into the runtime. It also represents Joe Hisaishi's best score among his collaborations with Kitano, in my opinion. Lots of engaging interaction between our leads, and you can definitely see their relationship grow as things progress. This is a solid road trip movie that is very amusing in a low-key sort of way. It's one of this director's most purely entertaining and joyful films. So those are my personal favorite Takeshi Kitano films. I hope that this list can provide some recommendations for those of you who may be unfamiliar with this director. And if you've seen some of his films already, just tell me your favorites in the comments section below. I think for this director, there might be a bit of variety actually in the top 5 lists out there, but we'll have to see. And as always, we will see you next time.